Good evening, thank you for joining me. South and West Yorkshire are to be placed under new, stricter coronavirus measures, including a ban on all indoor socialising with other households, even in pubs and restaurants, as the government unveils its new alert level system. OK, let's now return to South Yorkshire, which, as I said, is facing tighter restrictions. Tom Ingle is in Barnsley for us tonight. Well there, Corinne, thank you. Well, as you've just been hearing, parts of West Yorkshire have been in and out of restrictions, and the new tiering system is designed to simplify things, but has it done that? Our correspondent Spencer Stokes joins me. Now, Spencer, it's taken us a while to get our head around this today, so I wouldn't blame our viewers if they're even more confused. Just remind us what you can and can't do in South and West Yorkshire now.
Yeah, so the whole of West and South Yorkshire there, but what you can do is meet them in gardens or in pub beer gardens. In South Yorkshire, these are significant changes in South Yorkshire. In parts of West Yorkshire, that's been the case right back to early August. And in a way, this is a lessening of the measures there because people can now meet in gardens in parts of West Yorkshire. South Yorkshire's case rate for coronavirus up to 412 cases per every 100,000 people. That's the highest in Yorkshire, so we can see why some were calling for restrictions to be introduced. The Mayor of the Sheffield City region, Dan Jarvis, was making those calls, but what he now wants to see is financial support for businesses and also improved track and trace.
I think we'll have to wait and see what the in South Yorkshire.
So Dan Jarvis asking for more support there. I guess we have to go back to the original reason why these new restrictions are being brought in, and it's because infection rates are rising. And today we heard that our Nightingale Hospital could soon be taking patients.
And I think that's some pretty new hospitals, all of them here in the north of England. Now, what everyone wants to know is how long are all these restrictions going to go on for? And I've been talking to Nick Scriven from the Society of Acute Medicine today, and he says he thinks that we're going to be in this for the long haul.
I think we're going to be...
Which we thought was going to be in Tier 1 is actually in Tier 2. So it's the same, effectively, as South and West Yorkshire. I think what was interesting, looking at what the government has said today, is they know what the restrictions are. We don't know when we come out of them or how we get out of them. There isn't the test and trace to aim for in the same way there was in the spring. I think we're still looking at a vaccine before we can stop talking about lockdowns and restrictions.
And we will continue to look at what this means throughout the rest of the week, these new restrictions. Thank you, Spencer. And if you want a full view of what restrictions have been imposed in your area, then have a look at the BBC News website. There'll be a full rundown there. Now, venues and organisations in our region are to receive a share of £257 million government arts funding. It's been positive news for a struggling sector badly hit by the pandemic, with places like the Yorkshire Sculpture Park and Bradford's Alhambra Theatre getting a healthy cash boost. But other grassroots venues haven't received a penny, and they're now left wondering how they'll survive. Charlotte Leeming reports.
A stage that's been empty for months. Charlotte Leeming, BBC Look North.
Let's turn our attention now to this wonderful man. He is Leeds Rhinos legend Rob Burrow, and tomorrow a new BBC documentary is being shown. He's talking about living with motor neurone disease. The former player was diagnosed last year and since then has been raising awareness about the condition for which there's currently no cure.
Disease.
So very sad. As you heard from Rob's wife there, this is about trying to raise awareness for MND. And earlier I spoke with Dame Pam Shaw, a professor of neurology and director of the Sheffield Institute for Transitional Neuroscience, known as CITRAN. I asked her about the impact of the pandemic on research into motor neurone disease.
We have been able to...
Pam, it's heartbreaking to see how quickly Rob has deteriorated in just 10 months since he was diagnosed. Is that fairly common?
The rate of...
Thinking about how it affects people, Rob's not the only sportsman that's been diagnosed with this condition. Is there a link between sport and MND?
We did a lot.
Rob and his family are really passionate about raising awareness of MND. That's why they've allowed the cameras into their lives. Is there any promising treatment? How far are we off a cure for this horrendous disease, Pam?
There have been two.
Look North.
Wow, that was a challenge and a half. Well done to them. Paul's here now with the latest forecast. You're rather excited about this special match tonight, aren't you?
Bradford Harrogate on Sky, but of course I'll be listening to commentary on Radio York. I'll be turning Sky down, but I can't wait for that.
looks dry and bright. That is the
Thank you.
forecast.
Enjoy that match.
Can't wait.
Well, that's it from us. Amanda will be here tonight with a full overview of those new restrictions in some parts of our region. That's 10:30, but that's it from us. Good night.